I've got to say, right off the bat, I'm quite disappointed that you haven't called me like a little possum or a quesadilla or a butter chicken. What's that about?
Well, I usually start a bit too hot and heavy with that, and I didn't want you to be like the others. I wanted to come in with something a bit.
Oh, I see. He's smooth. All right. Because I was like, I said to myself, if he doesn't, I'm going to call him out on it because I know I don't look like Francesca or the other girls on Too Hot to Handle, but like, am I not your type? Is that what it is?
Oh, I feel like I'm getting pressured now.
This is my job. I'm a journalist. I'm here to
No, I
grill
love
you.
it. I love it. Absolutely.
Can we talk a little bit about naughty little possums and quesadillas and butter chickens though? Like, what is that? Why? How did you develop that as a line? Where did that come from?
I don't know. I feel like when I get nervous, I just lose like all my brain cells and then just start word vomiting. So I feel like that's what has happened. And I feel like every single time I get myself in like a high pressure situation and I'm surrounded by gorgeous people, I just start like saying the most dumbest stuff. And people find it funny. So I'm kind of happy with that.
Yeah, so it's become a bit of your like brand, huh? Like it's your thing now, right?
Yeah, I've gone crazy. I made it like a website and like an Instagram filter. I don't know what I'm up to.
I know. I have noticed that you have wasted absolutely no time in making this your brand. You've got merch that says things like boyfriend on a hoodie.
Yeah, get excited. It was like, because it's like it's one of my selling points. It's one of my pitches when I'm looking for a new girlfriend. It's just like the pitch is you just hit him with a boyfriend pitch, which hopefully is in the first episode or so.
Yeah, so we did hear about this in the first episode, and I just want you to explain it to the people for people who still need some clarification over what boyfriend means.
So it's like, yeah, everyone's got that friend that's just got that absolute whomper, that absolute monster, and they always carry on about it, and girls always carry on about it. But it's not a lifestyle. You can't enjoy that. You can't enjoy that like 2 to 3 times a day and be proud about it. Like you're gonna be sore, and it's like a once a week thing. Whereas you come to a guy like me, and it's just perfect. It fits like a glove. It fits all the spots. We can do it 10 times a day and muy bien, like everyone's happy. So for me, it's just like you've got the perfect penis and that's the boyfriend.
So this is your unique selling point that you've kind of created for yourself to stand
Well,
out.
I didn't create it. I got given it by an ex.
God.
An ex. Yeah, well, she's like, yeah, no, like it's a boyfriend. And I'm like, thank you. I'll turn that into a brand and hopefully I can sell some hoodies.
Yeah. And sell yourself, supposedly, to these people that you're stuck on this island with. So, okay, let's circle back a little bit just to the concept of this show, which is completely batshit insane. Like reality shows keep getting weirder and weirder. You already have been on one called Heartbreak Island, which was a little bit more like Love Island styles, pretty straightforward. This one, They've ramped it up 1,000 notches and they've decided nobody's allowed to hook up, nobody's allowed to touch themselves. Did you really think when you were first going on the show that it was just going to be a nice, sexy holiday? Did you actually believe that?
I genuinely thought, I was like, this is it. Mom, I'm just going to go to, Mexico for a couple of weeks there and, hopefully find love and then come back and be like, hey, Mom, I made a tit of myself. But then I get told these rules and I cry. I was a mess. Like I was like legitimately telling the producers, I was like, get me out of here. Like this is hell. Like it was the worst thing you could have ever said to me at that point in time. Like I was so broken.
So, because in the first episode, we see that you are one of the ones that manages to get your Mac on like straight away. Like you waste absolutely no time. You and Francesca right in, and you can't believe your luck. Like if you don't mind me saying, you're like a teenage boy who's like in absolute heaven. You're like, oh my God, stop being so hot. I can't help myself. And then you're suddenly blocked by a robot. Like that must have been a dream turned to nightmare.
That's why I cried, because I was like, this is the most gorgeous woman I've ever seen in my entire life. And she's into me. And we've got this amazing opportunity to do what my ancestors have put me here for, and that's reproduce. And I was like, here we go. Like, who cares? There's cameras. There's babies that need to be in that belly. And then I just get a lot.
And so did you actually shed tears? And were you seriously talking to the producers off camera being like, I don't want to do this anymore?
I was heartbroken. Like I genuinely was really upset. But then I realized that it's probably what I need. There's a reason why I'm in this position, and maybe I'm a bit of a sex addict and I need to tone it down and find something deep and meaningful. And yeah, it was amazing.
So coming into this, you really felt like you were an actual full-blown sex addict?
No, look, that's extreme. that is extreme. But I feel like, yeah, like I wasn't wholesome.
Because the premise of the show, they keep talking about like, oh, create deeper, meaningful, connections, and I'm like, this is bollocks. This is just a gimmick and it makes great television. But how much of it really did you end up focusing on deep and meaningful connections?
Changed my life. Like, I'm not even kidding. Changed my life. Like, as soon as I flip that switch and stop being like a whiny baby, and then focusing on like, there's actually a purpose and there's actually a meaning that I'm here, and like that the stars aligned, and for some reason this clown just got picked up and put on in this position with these beautiful people. There's a reason why. And I was like, let's take it serious. And then there's all these workshops that help us like uncover more about ourselves. And it was like insane. I reckon I came out of it like 400 years older. Like mentally.
So you had the gift of wisdom thrust upon you by having sex taken away.
Yeah, and maturity. I feel like I've done well.
So this is actually much more than a reality show then. This is like a life-changing workshop retreat, like namaste.
Like, honestly, like rehab for the people that you find at like basement.
Yeah.
1895. But yeah.
Great reference for the Auckland nightlife scene.
Yeah,
hey, so I'm dying to know, I'm only one episode in, I'm dying to know how they monitored you. So are there cameras in the beds, in the bathrooms, like behind the sheds? And especially with reference to self-gratification, because you're not even allowed to take care of yourself. How do they monitor that?
So there's like supersonic microphones everywhere and like cameras everywhere. So like you'd be in the shower, but like, you know, that if you even like let out one tiny moan, you'd be like, yeah, like something's going on. Like even in the bathrooms, there was like in the toilets, there was like a microphone so they could like hear if you were doing anything you shouldn't or anything like that.
And
so it's like, yes, good. Oh, I was just saying, it's like super serious. So you learn to take it serious quite quickly.
Really? And so,
yeah.
Did you break the rules? Like, did you try and like see if you could weasel away with anything?
I definitely broke some rules, but yeah, I didn't. I can't say too much about that.
So like if you're in the shower and you thought, look, I'm just gonna see what I can get away with here. Is there like a big booming voice that comes out from like the producers screaming at you, or like how do you find out that you've been busted?
Oh, so you don't actually know until there's like a group meeting in
right.
which is like the main area. So like you can do it and you can feel like you've gotten away with murder. Like you can feel like it's great, but then you're going to get called out. Like Lana's going to light up and she's going to be like, we've lost X amount of money off the prize fund. And then everyone goes into like psychotic mode. They're like, who's done it? What's happened? And if you don't come clean, then, you know, the detectives come out and we figure out, you know, process elimination. And we're like, this person has done that.
And then you get like burnt at the stake, or like you have to walk the plank or something.
Exactly what happens.
That's next season. Like they ramp it up even more. Everybody dies at the end.
They're bringing it right up.
Okay, so I've got some other things I absolutely must get through. I want to know where you're at. What happened with Francesca now? We won't obviously publish this until we're allowed to, but I need to know, where are you at now? So where are you now? Are you with Francesca? Are you with someone else? Is your self-isolation zone a no-bone zone?
So we broke up for a couple months and now we're back together and we're moving in together and even wedding ring shopping.
What? I'm not surprised you want to put a ring on it, to be honest. You're not mucking around with that.
My text before to her, she's like, she literally texted me and she's like, I can't wait for you to put twins in me. And I'm like, all right, sweet. Like, come on.
This is incredible. Yeah, I mean, considering how she looks, you guys should be breeding very quickly, just sort of, you know, getting more and more of those beautiful children out there.
Yeah, honestly, if I don't have 40 kids with her, I'm going to be heartbroken.
So can you not believe your luck then? And why did you break up?
Look, like leaving the show, like it's just two completely different worlds. And I went and visited Vancouver and like met all her friends, and some of them are just really nasty. And then like she came to Australia, but then like we just didn't see eye to eye. I think there was just a couple of things that we just didn't see eye to eye on. And I was going through a really rough time, and I think I was just dumping a lot of like my emotions onto her. And I was like, hey, like just putting that pressure on, which I shouldn't have done. And then it would just kind of cause us to snap. And then as soon as we got back, or as soon as I moved to LA, like we would always keep in contact. And then we just pretty much were like magnets.
And then what, you were like, I gotta have you back, girl. I can't be living without you.
Well, yeah. So I flew her down to LA, and then she like spent 24 hours here, and then it just was like real awkward at first, but then it just, as soon as it took off. So now we're in like, I've never been in a better position in my entire life with her. Like we're insane.
You've never been in several better positions, I could imagine.
We have chucked a few positions in that time.
Well, if you want to make twins, you've got to try all the angles. That's what I've heard anyway.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
Finally, I suspect that our time is running out, but I've just noticed that on your social media, you are friends with Joe Exotic's husband. What is happening? What is your connection to Tiger King?
So Joe actually follows me. Crazy, hey? So like, I don't know what happened. How did it start? So
do you think he wanted to recruit you as one of his husbands?
Take me in.
He likes straight guys.
Take me in. I want the Tigers. The Tigers in the net. Sign me up. But yeah, no. So we're like, we became Instagram friends, and then he's like obviously he got famous quite quickly, and he had no idea. And I was like, hey, like, are you all good? Like, what's going on? And he's like, I just need help with like, what do I do with this and this and that? And I'm like, here, talk to my manager. You guys can figure it out. And then they've just been working together, getting him locked in on stuff. So it was kind of cool. So now he's like in a way better position, and he's not freaking out and overwhelmed about.
This is Dylan that we're talking about, Joe's husband.
Yeah. We've been talking with Joe as well about about a couple like agreements and stuff and getting him sorted. But he's meant to be in jail for like 22 years or something, but they're trying to get that sorted.
Yeah, wait, and you're a part of that? You're trying to break the Tiger King out of jail?
I don't know how I got involved, but yeah, like I'm helping.
What do you mean? So you think he's innocent? You don't think he should be behind bars?
Look, I don't know enough to know about like, there's obviously a reason why he's behind bars. Like he's done something and there's enough evidence there to prove him guilty, but I don't know enough about the situation. I was just trying to be a nice person to Dylan. I'm like, hey, and then for some reason, like I get called into like group conferences and stuff like that where they're just like, hey, what should we do? And I'm like,
I cannot believe this, that you are being consulted about this like global case.
I don't know.
So have you talked to Joe?
No, not yet. No.
But you're planning on like getting on the phone with him and having a yarn at some point?
I want to go to Florida. Like I want to hang out with him and like go see him and stuff. But
so you weren't put off by all of his craziness. You're like, I want to get involved.
I think I'm crazy. Like I actually think like there's something going on with me to make me go and do too many reality TV shows. So yeah, like crazy, hang out with crazy.
Sure, birds of a feather. Okay, so last thing I want to know is you said that you're one of your like favorite pastimes is DMing celebrities, like you just slide into the DMs of Kim Kardashian. Like why? What are you doing with your spare time? What's it about?
I think when I said that, I just got verified. So it was like, I was so excited that I just started like word vomiting, and I'm like, look, I just got verified. So I was like, I was DMing everyone. Like I was on fire.
What is the goal? What is the goal?
I just want to have a chat. Like I just wanted to have a chat.
And you were hitting up the Kardashians by saying things like, hello, my little butter chicken.
Yeah. Like, what's the other name? Chloe, I think I was hitting her like almost weekly.
And who did you hear back from? Did you hear back from anyone?
Yeah, absolutely. That's why I'm dating them right now. Literally 0 people.
0.
I've had one chick with like 10 million followers, but I was in a different relationship at that time, so I didn't engage.
So I love that you've just got all the bases covered. You're like, I'll see if I can hook up with someone via Instagram. If not, I'll go to an island. Oh, I can't hook up with anyone there. I'll just got to keep trying.
Just literally doing the most and the cringiest way possible. So
Well, look, mate, you are determined. I'll give you that. Yeah, and on that note, we'll leave it there. Thank you so much. That was awesome.